Men who are filing for divorce are telling the truth that many men have known for the entire time. It's low-key the reason why the red pill community exists. To warn men of these piece of shit wives out here that you might find yourself married to. And then you got to be the 20% of men who file for divorce first, right? Do you guys agree with me? Well, not me, but the topic that we're discussing right now. I'll tell you if I agree later. But do you believe that when men file for divorce, it means that shorty had to be a piece of shit or a piece of work? I mean, because men don't do it, right? It's always women. Oh my God, I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied. I'm not, he doesn't see me. He's not, right? But men, we're not known to just run to the divorce, right? We don't push the button like that, right? I mean, we stick is what they say. So what are y'all thoughts? Like, when a man finally is moved to go down to the courthouse and file for divorce, even though 80% of them in the recent conversation suggest women. So for that one guy out of 5 of them who said, man, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck this shit. I am divorcing this bitch now. Is she in fact a bitch? You know what I'm saying? That is the question.
By the time he's gotten there, she might be. You know what I mean? Be honest, she might be. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean she started out that way. She could have started out as Princess Tiana. But by then, yes, she is that beat. I think, though, it does speak to something. I think men do stick longer. I think so when a man has decided to divorce a woman, it doesn't mean she's a POS. But what it does mean is she can't get right. Because believe me, before he goes through all the effort, I've divorced before. So, and I remarried, y'all, so I still believe. But anyway, my point is, before he goes through all the effort of a divorce, believe me, he has tried every other avenue that will not upturn his life because he's been trying to build. If he's a man, right, that he's trying to build. Okay. And he doesn't want to come down from what he's building to deal with this bullshit. Okay. So believe me, if he going down to the courthouse, it means your bullshit is bigger than the other bullshit that he got to stop dealing with to come deal with you. So, and he's done with the bullshit. So yes, if he leaves, there is some shit there. I don't know if she's the piece of shit, but clearly somebody has dropped a piece of shit in the relationship and has refused to pick it up and flush it. And the shit just stinks. Men aren't quick to give up. We aren't. Partly because, like I say, it's not easy to get out of marriages anyway, bruh. They're easy to get into than get out of. We know this. And we've been trying to get to a point where we could stop the negotiation. We thought we had negotiated a contract we could coast on. And then we get in there and this new stuff, add jobs as listed and new jobs, new requirements, whatever. It's cool. Honey-do list. It's cool. But then when we say, hey, these things that I expected of you, that I told you I expected of you from the word go, and now it's your 5th year, 7th year progress review, performance review, and these things still aren't being done and met to satisfaction of quality standards, ma'am, I'm afraid we're going to have a talk. And then you go have a thing. So yes, you can't get right. That's what, not all of you, because let's be honest, everybody has exceptions, but most of y'all, if you don't chase the man to divorce you, it's you. It's you, baby. It's you. Watch him get married again and not get divorced. Why? Because it's you. Stop being you, or be a better you. Go ahead, y'all. I might have got toxic.
No, you got to really, I know guys, I've never been divorced myself. I know guys who have. You got to really be down bad for a man to say, you know what? I am sick of your shit. I am going to file. You don't have to leave. I'll hit the eject button. Men will stay through all kinds of stuff. Sexless marriages, letting yourself go, not cooking, just all kinds of stuff. We will stick it through. You think he's happy? Nobody ever says, you know what, husband, sir, are you happy? I've never had a man say, hey man, I left my wife because I wasn't happy. The next time that happens will be the first time. And maybe I'll live to see it. I don't know. Stranger things will happen. But you have got to really be a piece of shit for a guy to say, you know what, man, I have had enough. He is at his wit's end because I've seen it. The guys I know who filed, they've tried all kinds of stuff, and it's not going to work. You know, they always say when a man gets married or when at the beginning of a marriage, she's hoping that he gets better, and he's hoping that she doesn't get any worse. Worse is here. She hit rock bottom and she kept digging. So he's got to go. Like, I can't do this.
Wow.
And there is the other thing too why a lot of men stay, because nothing is enforceable on her side. Like if she leaves, he can be compelled by the state to keep doing husband stuff, still pay for the kids, get her the house, all that good stuff. On the other side, he can't compel her to keep herself up. He can't compel her to cook. He can't compel her to fuck him. So he's like, I'm going to stay. He's gotten past all that stuff to, you know what? I gotta take the patient off of life support. We're done. So men they go through a lot before they decide I've got to call the patient dead at 9:38 p.m. It took a lot for him to get there. And I know women don't see it that way, but that's the God's to honest truth.
Alrighty then. So first, let me go ahead and address one portion of this, which is the fact that we always talk about how 80% of women file for divorce or 70%. And let me just go ahead and say that's because if you notice, and I will acknowledge before I say this, I will acknowledge that there are piece of shit wives, right? There are wives who can be pieces of shit and that could cause a man to reach his breaking point. But I just want to address first that when we talk about marriage and why women file first, there's a plethora of reasons. It's not just, oh, I was not happy. It's usually because they're depleted from having the emotional labor that they're constantly carrying, doing the domestic labor that they're required to do, and working. So with that being said, it's usually because they asked and requested for years and years and years, and it went unanswered. And so that's why they're filing, which is why it's cheating, financial reasons, and some other stuff, right? Irreconcilable differences, which could be anything under the sun, which most people say, oh, that just means she wasn't happy. So I want us to stop assuming that women just don't file. They file for divorce because, oh, I'm not happy. That's not the reason. That's not the sole reason. There's multitude of reasons. Now, let's get to the question at hand. Yes, if a man is filing for divorce, though, you have got to have fucked up something royally and completely because, to be honest, while women will stay through cheating, women will stay through certain elements and certain parts of a man behavior before they finally say, hey, I'm going to chuck deuces. Men tend to be more tolerant because of the things that Delvin and Jay mentioned pertaining to like the sexless marriage. They tend to be more tolerant because they do have more of the consequences if there's a divorce that takes place, right? The responsibility does fall on the man. So the saying is cheaper to keep her is there for a reason. Because it is cheaper to keep her. So if he's willing to pay the cost for the separation to be divorced, then my sister, there's some reflection that must be done on your part, unless he was one of those people who realized that, hey, we're not compatible. I don't want to drag this out. So let's move on. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to find happiness with somebody else. Or he's one of those people who say, oh, I was never married. I shouldn't have got married. I wasn't prepared to get married. So there are those cases where it's not because the woman is a piece of shit. There are cases, but that number is actually kind of small. According to all stats, when they file, it's because they fed up, they hit their breaking point, and they just tired. And so if you make a man tired and he ain't the one filing, but then that's messed up because what does that say about you as a wife? What does that say about you? And I wasn't actually expecting to be on this side of saying, damn, they might have a point. Because I was all rah, 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 rah. Like, hey, wait a minute. Women tolerate a lot of stuff too. But this ain't about the women. It's about the men. And the fact that less than 20% do file is a concern. And if it's not for those reasons, it's usually because they reached a breaking point. You've depleted them. And it's possible for us to deplete men. And we don't recognize that because sometimes we expect men to stay that strong, stoic character. And then because we expect that, we expect them to take our shit. Because, hey, you're a man, you're supposed to take that shit. And that's not true. It's a relationship and we should respect both parties' part in that relationship. We should compromise. We should collaborate. We should do everything to make sure that this interdependent relationship grows and prosper. And if we can't address each other's needs, then that's an issue.